see the elephant in the room, stuck in the bottom of the bay with no life jacket.
Welcome to Bottom of the Bay TV. Today's guest is a hustler by nature, from selling newspaper as a kid to operating his own company, Green Earth Sustainable Solution. His genuine steps towards saving the environment are beyond respected at Bottom of the Bay TV. Aaron Phillips, welcome, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate the invite.
No worries, man. All right, so let's cut to the cake.
Yes, sir.
So where you from, bro?
Born in Oakland. I was raised in Fremont and grew up my adult life in San Jose.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
So you're a Bay boy for real then?
100%.
All right, so what's some of the schools that you went to?
So I graduated from Mount Pleasant High School. Actually, let me go back. I went to Irvington High School in Fremont.
Okay,
so
shout out Irvington.
Okay, all right. My senior year, we moved to San Jose.
Okay.
And probably the best thing that happened to me.
Okay.
Best thing.
What school you go to in San Jose?
Mount Pleasant.
Hey,
East Side.
Shout out to MP.
East Side, baby.
Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
East Side. It was such a culture change from where I when I went to school at Irvington.
Okay.
I was one of 50 black kids, in Irvington. But to come to San Jose, it was like, whoa. And
Meaning like it was a bunch of different ones?
a lot of blacks, more Mexicans, some white. Asian, Indian. It was mostly at that when this is 82. You know what I mean? So it was a little bit ago. So it was a little bit different.
Welcome to Sound.
Yeah.
All right, man. So who are some people that influence you?
That's a really good question. I think it's to be honest with you, it was my grandmother, okay, and my father. But a lot of my grandmother. My grandmother was very, very, very tough. Our big mama. She was very, very. She taught me some really tough lessons, man.
Nice.
Some tough lessons. I lost my mom when I was young. My mom had multiple sclerosis, so she was a pretty good role model too. Of what I remember of her. I was probably 11 or 12 when she passed, so she taught me a lot of things when I was younger. About how people are going to treat me and treat your brothers and sisters. So I'd say my mom, my dad, but my grandmother, definitely my grandmother. She was my role model. I didn't have like athletes or musicians or anything like that. It was kind of family.
That's good. I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah.
Man. Because a lot of people do reach for athletes. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But Big Mama is always gonna bring your ass right back.
Oh, she didn't. Big Mama didn't. She didn't play. She didn't play.
Oh, man. All right. So on IG, you speak highly of job experience.
Yes.
Can you give us some of your work history and why it's important?
Yeah, definitely. So once I figured out that school wasn't for me, because I actually dropped out of college. I went to a city college. I dropped out. I knew it wasn't for me. I'm dyslexic, so I had a learning disability that I didn't know about.
Right.
So I knew that the only way that I was going to become a success, and I always had dreams. For me, it was like always, I dreamed big when I was a young kid to today. I still dream big.
Right.
And so for me, it was like I went to college. I thought I was a real good, cool computer, programmer until I met these cats that were like programming in COBOL and all these, I wrote a little basic program. I thought I was the man, and these cats were like blowing me away. So I realized that I had to figure out like what I'm going to do the rest of my life. So while I was in school, I started a business. I did carpet cleaning, landscaping, my own business. I go knocking on people's door. Hey, you need your grass cut or these bushes cut or whatever.
Yeah, that old hustle.
You know what I mean? And then I bought a carpet machine. I started cleaning carpets. I started doing auto detailing. And then I got a job working for this chemical mill. And I started cleaning the company. So in the daytime, I worked on the daytime. And then at night, I would clean the place. They pay me. So I used to see everybody's mess. I'd be doing the day thinking, oh man, I got to clean that mess up, But it taught me that meeting, it's about your experience, but it's also to the people that you work with, that can help you take you to that next level. And for me, I always looked for, I never took a job for the money. Never did. I took it for the experience, and I knew that it was going to lead to the next job. So I started doing that. I got into a job where I started traveling. So I started cleaning up chemical spills back in the day. And they sent me to Alaska. I cleaned up spills,
In Alaska?
In Alaska, brother. Seward, Alaska. I was there for 6 months.
I used to say I wanted to live there when I was a kid, but I doubt it.
You know what? I'm going to tell you right now. Okay, so here's the thing. I know a lot of people, it's being cold and everything. You get used to it. And the people that are really cool, I will admit, man, the people that are really, really cool. I don't know if I would live there like 365 days a year, but I could see maybe 3 months, and but that job right there took me to the next level, because at that point I realized I wanted to be in the environmental industry. So that got me into the environmental industry, and I went from that job to another job doing the same thing. Got me a job working at Stanford, where I just talked my way into this position, which I was not qualified for, but they saw the passion that I had, and I really wanted to learn. And I came in with a suit. They'd never seen nobody come in with a suit before. My boss that hired me told me, I'd never seen anybody come with a suit. I came in, I bought a suit, got the job. I started working for the Department of Energy, because that was part of one of the contracts, and I freaking loved it. Then someone came to me and said, hey, we want you to come work at our environmental company. We want you they need a salesperson. And I said, okay, sure. Again, I'm looking for the experience. Then I moved from sales to operations manager, general manager. I ended up being the VP of the company, getting some ownership in the company. And then that really kind of again, got me into where I'm at right now.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, that was it. So for me, when it goes back to what we were talking about, experience.
Right.
My advice to any young person is take the most bullshit job that you can get and learn from it. Because you're going to realize, look, I don't like cleaning carpets, okay? I don't. I'm real good at it, but I hate cleaning carpets. That's why I always have the dirtiest carpets in the industry. But it taught me hard work, but it taught me this is what I don't want to do. Mm-hmm. I don't want to clean toilets my whole life. I don't want to do that. But I have the skills to do that. So when I ended up getting a job working at Tesla, see, when I worked at Tesla, I took on everything there. Mm-hmm. So my group, we did everything from environmental to sustainability. We were in charge of 5S. We were in charge of moving, they needed something done over there, like moving dirt, moving fences. That's what our team did. We worked with the facilities group. And when I got that job, that was kind of my dream job. And I took the job. I didn't really want to take it at first because I didn't want to work for anybody. I had kind of not semi-retired, but it was at the point where I said, you know what, I'm going to kind of pick and choose what I wanted. But when they came knocking after I came in as a consultant there, and
at Tesla, you were talking
at Tesla,
about.
Okay. I came into Tesla as a consultant because I knew that I could make a change for those guys. And I wanted to be a consultant, not an employee. Right. So what I did is I said, listen, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to work for you guys for free. And they're like, what? No, we got to pay you. I said, no. I'm going to work for you for free because I want to prove to you that not only will I bring in more revenue, because they were doing, say, $4 million. This is in 2013. They were bringing in about $4 million in scrap revenue at that point. Well, I knew there was a company in there that was screwing them. I knew that. And I didn't know it, but I just had a feeling based on what they were generating. Because I used to work for a metal recycling company. Well, I came in and I calculated that they're getting ripped off big time. So I convinced them to let me build a recycling program there. Okay, this is at the Fremont factory. Mm-hmm. So we built it. I ran it for a year, and they paid me. They weren't going to pay. They were not going to pay me. They paid me. Right. But we ended up taking their revenue from $4 million to $17.6 million, within 1 year. And I was a rock star. I mean, literally, when I walked in there, and when I was offered the job, they hired me as a director level. I was a senior manager. I got paid as a director level, which I was the highest paid senior manager there, because of, again, the results. It was kind of like when I was negotiating, my salary. I'm like, look, if you don't want to make me a director, you're going to pay me like one. Okay, and here's the results to it. So they did, and I said, and I want to make this a global position. So I want to make sure that you're going to allow me to travel outside the United States, travel to China, travel to the Netherlands, travel to any place that the environmental sustainability group is involved with. Mm-hmm. And they agreed to it. So I took that job, and it was like my dream job, man. And all the stuff that I've done led me to that position.
That's crazy.
All the experience led me to that position. And at that time, there wasn't a lot of blacks that worked there, especially as a managers. I think I was probably, and this is no lie, I was probably, as a senior manager, there was probably only maybe 4 blacks in the whole country the whole company that were higher than me, as far as that ranked in ranking.
Right.
They had a VP, they had a one director, and then there was 2 senior managers, and then everybody else. That was the only blacks that they had working there. It's different now. It's a lot different now.
That's what I'm talking about.
A lot different now, but
so
that's what.
What would you say? Why it was important again? The experience, right?
Yeah, it was experience because it makes you valuable. It's like when people come to me, I have a lot of followers that follow me from Africa, and they're like, "Hey, we want jobs. We want to give you a job." Well, here's the thing: why would I want to hire you? What's the reason why? What do you got? Oh, I'm energetic. Well, I know a lot of energetic people. Mm-hmm. I want to hire people if I can get them that have experience that bring value to the company. So to have the experience, it's almost like I said, the experience that I had going to Tesla was better that I had the experience than having 8 degrees, because I can get things done.
Right. So
that's the thing, and it gives you the confidence too. So for me, I'm not afraid to do anything, and it has to do with that experience. It has to do with the marathon of my life, because it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. You learn a little bit here. You learn how to drive a forklift. You learn how to like a big rig truck. You learn how to run a piece of equipment. You know how to saw. Now I can do almost anything. So now I'm a valuable guy. So for me, if I ever wanted to work for someone, which will never happen, but if I did, I could do anything. There's nothing that I can look at. I can look in the paper and it could be the most menial job that's out there, and I know I could rock it. I could kill it.
Nice.
And that's the experience.
Okay, that's a great answer, bro. That's what they need to hear.
Definitely.
Let's go to the next question.
Yes.
So zero waste management and landfill diversion.
Yes.
Can you go into depth on what those are?
Absolutely. So, the new buzzword, because before it was recycling and then it was sustainability, now it's zero waste. And what zero waste is, it's a process that takes a look at how you generate scrap or trash or anything you generate at your facility. Again, I'm going to use Tesla for an example. Okay. When I was at Tesla, what I told my team is that I want to know if it leaves the facility, I want to wait on it. I want to know what it is. I want to know where it goes to. Okay? In zero waste, we're trying to figure out a way to, like, if you make a product, you make this phone. How can I take this phone, and when it's no longer, now it's this is a Samsung 20S. So now when it's Samsung 40S, can I take this 20S and turn it into a 40S? Okay. All right. So in zero waste, we're trying to eliminate the waste that goes to landfill. Okay. So what we do, or what my company does, is that I'll go to a company and I'll do an audit of the company, and I'll take a look at everything that generate. And then what I'm trying to do is figure out a way that we can reuse, repurpose, or recycle the material so it doesn't go into the landfill. That's the most important thing, that the material does not go into the landfill. So going back to landfill diversion, that's part of zero waste. Now, it's almost impossible to have a zero waste facility, meaning that you're going to generate stuff that you just can't recycle. Mm-hmm. So in zero waste, as long as you're at 90% landfill diversion, which means, like, say if you generate 1,000 pounds worth of material a month, 900 pounds of it has to be diverted from the landfill. And that'll qualify you to get the certification. Because we do that. We work with a company that's a really big company that is known for their certification. It's called the GCBI, and they're they do LEED certification. I mean, they're one of the biggest ones out there. We're one of their partners. So we'll go in and we'll pre-certify you, get you to where you're ready for the certification. You go through the certification process, and then once they do your audit and sign off that you got all the credits that you need, then you get your certification. That's what we did at Tesla.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's amazing, bro. That was actually a personal question that I kind of wanted to know. I'm just now meeting you today or whatnot, but I'm like so interested in what you got going on.
It's great stuff, man. I'm so excited about sustainability, man. I mean, literally, that's where I knew when I do my training, because I do training, I tell people, the first thing I say to them, I know what I'm going to do the rest of my life. Who can say that? Who in this room can say that they know what they're going to do the rest of their life? And I can. because that's how exciting sustainability is. Yeah, I've been to these seminars all over the world, you know, and I sit there and I listen to some of these people. I'm like, these guys don't have a clue what they're doing, which made me feel good because like I'm new to this. Right. So realistically, you can set your own program on what what's like what your values are, what you feel is a priority in sustainability. You know, as far as trying to like protect the environment. So protecting the environment means that you're going to focus on water. You're going to focus on greenhouse gas, reduction. Mm-hmm. You're going to focus on energy, right. on landfill diversion, mm-hmm. whatever it is. That's why a customer, it's not like one size fits all. There's a bunch of different sizes to become a green company. And that's kind of like that's what we're looking at.
Nice, nice. All right, so what's a personal goal you look forward to executing?
My personal goal?
Yeah, anyone. It can be more than one.
So you know what? I think it's a good question because mine's changed. Mm-hmm. So it's like I've always had big, and I always tell people, if you guys ever listen to me, I always tell people to dream big. So my thing is like the bigger the dream that I have is what I'm chasing after, and I've achieved pretty much all the dreams that I've set my mind to it. What I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to motivate people to understand that there's another way of doing things. It isn't, it doesn't have to be as hard as people think it is. Right. There's a formula that I use. It's called DPE. Okay, formula: dream, plan, execute. It's as simple as that. You dream something, and then you put a plan together. So whatever it is, if it's to buy a phone, I dream to have an S20 phone. Okay, the plan is, how am I going to get it? Mm-hmm. Okay, this is how I'm going to get it, and then go get it. So for me, what I'm trying to do is, I'm trying to motivate as many people to make a change in this world. And it's I know it sounds generic, I want a better world, but that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get anybody that will listen to me and know that we can make a change and be positive about it, and make positive change. It doesn't have to be so negative with all this crazy politics and stuff, you know what I mean? I can't stand politics. And I it doesn't have to, we don't have to have blue versus red or this person versus this person. I mean, literally, we can come together and really we can. It's just we have to keep an open mind, not take things personally.
Yeah. That's hard to get people to do nowadays with the sensitive internet and all that, but
yeah,
it's okay. So, what's something that you expect from employees that would like to join your team?
Oh gosh, you know what? Positive attitude. Okay, no excuses. You make a mistake, you own up to it. I'm not a person that will hold someone to if they admit that they make a mistake. Now, if they keep making it over and over, then that's a different situation. Okay,
there you go. Keep it real with them.
That's exactly it. And I do. You can talk. I wish you could talk to one of my guys. They'll tell you how real I keep it. Right. I don't like bullshit. That's the whole thing. I don't like bullshit. I want you to, if you come in, I want you to work hard because I have no problems working hard. I tell my employees, none of these guys can outwork me. None of them, and they're 20s and 30s, and they can't outwork me. They see me. When I started this company, I was driving all those trucks you see outside. I was driving all those trucks, okay? And I still do. If there's a time where these guys need me to get out there, I'll get out there. I run all the equipment. So my thing is like, I just need you to be consistent, have a positive attitude, no excuses, and listen to me. Don't. You know what drives me crazy is when they say, yeah, you're right, yeah, and they ain't listening to me. Okay, right. That drives me crazy. You just sit there, or if I'm upset about something, take it. Don't sit there and make excuses. That's the worst thing that you can do, is sit there and make excuses. Just take it. I've done this for almost 40 years. You can't tell me that, you can't make up an excuse I haven't seen before. Okay?
Right.
All right? So that's where, with my guys, they know just when they come up here, there's a problem, let's deal with the problem is. And I want you to solve the problem. I don't want to have to solve your problems all the time. I'll get really, really, really mad. If I set you up for you to be successful and you don't take advantage of that, that drives me nuts.
And that goes back to like what you said earlier with the experience thing. Like, because when I first got into the HVAC, like I just did not understand professionalism and consistency and stuff. Like, it was always an excuse. But as I got, got into it later on, it's really all about just getting to doing it. No excuses. Like,
take pride in what you do.
Take pride in what you do. You actually do kind of gotta like it too. I'm gonna be honest. So.
You have to like it. You seriously do. And that's why with my employees, I tell them, like I'm not going to be doing this, like running this company for very much longer. And I'm giving this company. I started this company not because I needed the money, because again, I'm not a rich guy, but I'm okay. I started this company for my family. I want my family to have a legacy. All the other families, these rich Rockefellers and all these people with these names everybody heard of, they teach their family, or they give their family, they give them this old process, old money.
Right.
And in our community, the black, brown, Asian, to a certain extent, community, you don't get that. It's kind of every man for himself.
Right.
You don't have your daddy give you a business or teach you how to run a business. You know what I'm saying? How many brothers do you know? Because I don't know any of them where their father had a business, showed them the business, and then they took the business over and then showed it to their sons and nephews and everything else. Yeah. Okay.
Maybe.
Right. Out of all these businesses,
maybe
whatever. Right. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, it's not so much funny as it is like. That's why we have people like you, you know what I'm saying, to help motivate, like you said, and to keep it. Anybody that will listen, the stuff that he's saying is real, you know what I'm saying? Like, it will help you to push on to the next and maybe even have that bright idea to do your own thing.
Absolutely.
All right, man, so the next question is, so the segment is called Put It in the Universe. If you can add one important piece to help you to take it to the next level, what would that be and why?
I need followers to help me. I have a nonprofit that I started, okay? Because what I'm trying to do right now is I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and it's, a lot of people start YouTubes for a couple of reasons. They're narcissists and they want, look at me, or they're trying to make money and everything else. I want my charity is probably the most important thing in my life right now. If I were to build followers so I can go to the corporations and go to rich investors that have the money, I really want I want to raise $1 million next year for my charity. Okay, so that's why I say dream big. This is what we're talking about. So I'm throwing that out there. I literally am going to be campaigning to anybody that's listening to me to give me money to help me with my charity. Okay,
that's awesome, bro. For a charity.
For a charity. That's what I want, man. Seriously, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Going back to my charity, I'm glad you. That was a great question. That's a really good question, man. I just want you to know I've watched you many times, and that's an amazing question. It's so easy to help people. I mean, it really is. I mean, even when you're not doing very well, it really is. Maybe it's calling an elderly person or befriending an elderly or get involved with a program or something like that where maybe you don't got the money, but you can give your time, or maybe it's being a mentor. How many kids are out there that don't have mentors that you could do something and you could help one person? Just I say, you help one person. It's that simple.
It is.
It really is. And I help people. Like, I'll give for instance an example. There's a girl in Colombia that I met. She didn't graduate from high school, and I'm like, we couldn't afford it. Well, how much did it cost to graduate college? $75. $75. I couldn't believe it. So now I put her and a couple other kids through high school, and now they got jobs in Colombia. I mean, like, they literally now have jobs, and $75 was the reason why they didn't graduate from high school. Where we,
right? That's nuts.
It's crazy.
A little bit can go a long way, yo.
Oh man, and it's just, again, there's a lot of things that we take for granted, and that's why my with my nonprofit, we're really gonna go out, and it's not gonna just be like outside the United States. It's gonna be inside the United States too. I'm gonna look for programs to adopt, and when I give money, my thing is like I want to touch and feel the charity. I want to touch. I'm not just going to give you $5 or whatever it is and just be done with it. I mean, I want to like own and make sure that like when I talk to you,
help
like
guide you along.
When you interview me in a year from now and we talk about this $1 million that I raised for the charity, I want to show you everybody that I got the money from and where it went to. You see this person, here's the pictures, here's the story, this is what's happening. So then we can get more and more and more and more and hopefully build this program to where it's something where it's for the people, because it's about the people. I mean that's what it's about.
I love it, man.
Yeah,
I love it, man.
Seriously.
All right, so that about wraps up this segment of Bottom of the Bay.
That's it? Oh, man, come on.
You want to, like, you so full of information and stuff, bro. Trust me, they're going to love it, man.
Oh, man.
You want to give everybody your socials so they know where to find you at?
Okay, so my IG, and everybody makes fun of this, but it's Aaron Dog, D-O-G, it's the regular dog, 408. And the reason why it's Aaron Dog is because we still always call each other Aaron Dog, Mario Dog, Otis Dog.
Right. You definitely my dog.
Yeah, and I'm not a big YouTuber IG person, but that's I'm learning all that stuff. So this is like new to me. And then my website, if you guys want to check out what we do, it's www.gearthinc. So that's GEARTHINC.com.
G-Earthlink.
Yeah, G-Earthinc. Inc. Yeah, Inc. Yeah. Check it out. You can get my email on there. You can find out about the programs. We have a sustainability program that we were looking for ambassadors. Which, you know what? I don't have the computers. Oh, real quick. So the ambassadors, we actually are picking 5 ambassadors, and it's too late for you guys. Okay, but in 6 months I'm gonna do it again. Part of the ambassador program, they're getting new laptops, and this is a nice one. This is an i7, processor. I mean, it's a bad boy. But the 5 that we're picking, we have over 200 applicants all over the world. i7, baby. Yeah.
I got the i6. So I know this is booming right now. I know y'all see what's happening.
So in 6 months, we're going to do another crop, and hopefully with the money that I generate from the nonprofit, we're going to sponsor more and more and more people. But I have 200 applicants. We're going through it. There's a video. They're going to have their own LinkedIn. They're going to get training in sustainability. I mean, it's a really, really big deal. Go to the website. You'll see what I'm talking about. But if you guys are looking for like motivation, do something, check out my website, guys. Seriously.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for sitting down with me.
My pleasure, brother.
I see nothing but great stuff happening for you in the future, bro.
Man.
Like, you're beyond like positive and like stop it. And then I'm also appreciative too that you're a brother as well. I don't get to see a lot of brothers, especially in the South Bay.
Which is true.
So it's always a good time.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, man. Appreciate you.
Peace.
All right. Thank you, man.
Let's make a long story short, you a dork, and I'm a South Bay street shark, no bark. Southside be the landmark till I retire. Never knew something this fresh could expire. Summertime here, put the